great news when it comes to medical collections and credit reports. January 7th, the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, made an announcement on their final rule on medical collections. And going forward, medical collections can no longer be listed on credit reports. This will impact a current $49 billion in open medical collections listed on the credit reports of 15 million Americans. That's over $3,200 per person based on those numbers. Much higher number than I thought it was. And the CFPB predicts once these medical collections are removed from credit, the average score increase will be 20 points. I think the number will be higher than that based on my experience working with clients over the years who've had medical collections removed. Either they were listed in error or they took steps to pay them off. The CFPB estimates that each year we should see an additional 22,000 mortgage application approvals as a result of this new rule. So if you've been turned down in the past and you have medical collections on your credit, it could be a good time to take another look, see if you can get approved. Now this new rule kicks in March 17th. It's 60 days after the date of the publication in the Federal Register, which was January 14th. They've been working on this for a while. Back in 2022, in response to a letter from the CFPB, the big three, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, made changes on how medical collection debt was reported. Medical collections at that point had to exceed $500, had to be in collection status for at least 12 months to be listed on your report. And once the collections were paid, they were removed by the credit bureaus. I think this is a great move on the CFPB's part. I've long thought that medical collections should not be part of the credit score equation. We don't choose to be sick, we don't choose to be injured, but we can suddenly find ourselves in the ER or OR. Let's face it, health insurance doesn't cover the full bill. All that being said, you cannot ignore your medical bills. You cannot ignore collection notices because collections can wind up becoming judgments. As they become judgments, you'll owe even more money. Attorney's fees, court costs, and interest. Judgments earn interest. In the state of Maryland, 10% per year. Varies with each state. If you have judgments and you're trying to buy, sell, or refinance real estate, you have an issue. They will need to be cleared. Judgments get cleared by being paid off or proven to not belong to you. And ultimately, judgments can result in garnishment of your wages. I don't think any of us want to see any less of our paychecks than we already do. So the best practice is to avoid collection status. Pay attention to this bill sent to you by your healthcare provider. Pay attention to the explanation of benefits sent to you by your insurance company. Both spell out what has been paid by insurance and what you owe. If you think there is an error, pick up the phone, make calls, request documentation, find out exactly what do you owe. And if you can't pay that bill in full, inquire about a payment plan. And if you can't afford a monthly payment plan, inquire about medical debt forgiveness. If ultimately it becomes a medical collection, contact the collection agency. See if they'll settle for a lower amount. See if they'll accept a monthly payment plan. If you have any questions about medical collections or credit reports in general, if you want to connect with me, click on my link tree.